So the internet really thought things couldn't get any messier, and then boom, Karlissa Saffold stepped in and said, "Let me shake the table real quick." Because the moment she decided to defend Pinkface's controversial behavior, yeah, that's when timelines everywhere basically caught fire like someone hit the chaos button on full volume. We're not talking about a quiet opinion either. This wasn't some soft, "let me stay neutral" type of response. Nah, this felt bold, unapologetic, and just controversial enough to make people sit up and go, "Wait, did she really just say that?" Because defending behavior that's already under heavy criticism, that's like walking straight into a storm and acting surprised when the thunder hits. And of course, the internet didn't hold back. You already know how this goes. Half the people were instantly outraged, ready to drag the situation from sunrise to sunset, while the other half were sitting back like, "Okay, but what if she has a point?" It turned into a full-blown debate faster than you could refresh your feed. But here's the twist that makes this even crazier, because this isn't just about one comment. This feels like a deeper storyline bubbling up, a clash of perspectives, a moment where loyalty, accountability, and public opinion all crash into each other like a reality show episode that forgot to follow a script. And Karlissa, oh, she didn't look like she was backing down either. The energy was giving "I said what I said," and that kind of confidence, yeah, it either makes you look fearless, or it puts a bigger spotlight on everything you just defended. Meanwhile, Pinkface is sitting right in the center of all this, like the main character in a plot twist nobody saw coming. Because now it's not just about what happened, it's about how people are reacting to the defense of it. And that's where things get complicated real fast. Because defending something controversial doesn't just calm the situation, it amplifies it. And what happens next? Yeah, that's where the real chaos begins. Now let's rewind, because situations like this don't just appear out of nowhere. The tension around Pinkface's behavior has been building for a while, like a slow burn that everybody knew would eventually explode into something bigger. And when it finally did, yeah, it didn't disappoint in the KS department. From the start, the situation was already messy, clips circulating, reactions pouring in, people debating whether the behavior crossed the line or if it was just being exaggerated for attention. You had one side calling it out immediately, while the other side brushed it off like it was just another moment blown out of proportion by the internet. But here's the thing, the more people talked about it, the bigger it got. What started as a conversation turned into a full-blown debate. And once the internet locks into something like that, there's no going back. It becomes a storyline, something people follow, analyze, and argue about like it's their job. And right in the middle of all that noise enters Karlissa Saffold, not quietly, not cautiously, but with a response that instantly shifted the energy. Because instead of distancing herself from the controversy, she leaned into it. Now let's be honest, that's not what people expected. In situations like this, most people play it safe. They stay neutral, avoid picking sides, maybe drop a vague statement and move on. But Karlissa, nah, she took a different route. And the second she did that, the entire narrative flipped. Suddenly, it wasn't just about Pinkface's actions anymore. It became about the defense of those actions, and that's where things get even more intense, because now you've got two layers of controversy happening at the same time. The internet, of course, had a lot to say. Reactions started pouring in from every direction. Some people confused, others frustrated, and a few actually agreeing with her stance. It was like watching two completely different conversations happen at once, both fighting to dominate the narrative. Meanwhile, the speculation started creeping in. Because when someone defends controversial behavior, people don't just look at the statement. They start asking why, what's the reasoning? What's the perspective? Is there something we're not seeing? And just like that, the situation gets deeper, and here's where the tension really starts to build. Because now it's not just about right or wrong, it's about perception. It's about how people interpret what's happening and what it says about everyone involved. And in a space where everything is public, that kind of scrutiny hits hard. But don't get it twisted, because while all of this is happening on the surface, there's something else going on underneath, something that hasn't fully come out yet. But you can feel it building, like a second layer to the story waiting for the right moment to reveal itself. Because moments like this don't just create drama, they expose dynamics. And trust me, what's about to come next? It's going to take this situation to a whole new level. And just like that, the internet said, "Oh, we're not letting this slide," and turned the entire situation into a digital battlefield overnight. Because the second Karlissa Saffold doubled down on defending Pinkface, yeah, that's when things went from heated to absolutely unhinged. You had clips circulating everywhere, edits popping up like wildfire, and commentary videos dropping every 5 minutes. It felt like everybody suddenly had a platform and something to say, and the takes, oh, they weren't holding back. One side was dragging the situation with full force, calling it out, questioning the logic, breaking down every word like it was evidence in a case. How do you defend that? Why even say that publicly? This just made everything worse. The outrage was loud, consistent, and impossible to ignore. But then the other side, oh, they weren't backing down either. They came in with their own perspective, arguing that there might be more to the story than what people are seeing. Saying things like, "Y'all don't know everything. There's context missing. People are too quick to judge." And just like that, the internet split into two completely different realities. And of course, the memes showed up, because nothing escapes meme culture. You had comparisons to reality shows, people saying this felt like a Zeus Network episode gone wrong, others turning it into reaction content that somehow made the situation even more viral. It was chaos, but the kind that keeps spreading. Meanwhile, the narrative kept shifting. 1 minute it's about Pinkface, the next it's about Karlissa, then suddenly it's about both of them at the same time. The story kept evolving in real time, like nobody could fully control where it was going next. And then came the influencers. Oh yeah, because once they step in, you already know the situation is reaching another level. Subtle comments, reaction videos, side-eye posts, it all added fuel to the fire. And once that happens, there's no slowing it down. But here's the thing nobody wants to admit. Situations like this don't just stay online. They start affecting real perceptions, real reputations. And when millions of people are watching, judging, reacting, that pressure builds fast. And right now, that pressure is hitting its peak, because what started as one controversial moment has now turned into something much bigger. Now we're at the point where everything feels like it's about to either settle down or completely spiral out of control. Because after all the reactions, all the debates, all the chaos, the situation has reached that moment where people are waiting to see what happens next. And here's the reality: moments like this don't just disappear. They leave an impact. They shape narratives. And right now, both Pinkface and Karlissa Saffold are sitting right in the middle of that impact. The conversation has shifted again. Less jokes, more serious takes. People talking about accountability, loyalty, perception, trying to understand what this situation actually means beyond the viral moment. But just when it feels like things are settling, something shifts again. A subtle detail, a reaction, something that changes the tone just enough to keep the story alive. Because in situations like this, there's always another layer waiting to surface. And that's the twist, because what people thought was the peak of the drama might not have been the peak at all. It might have just been the beginning. Now don't even think about scrolling away like this was just another random story. Because if you've been watching closely, you already know this situation is far from over. This is the kind of drama that keeps unfolding, keeps evolving, and keeps everybody talking whether they want to or not. So let me ask you, are you siding with Karlissa? Or do you think defending that behavior just made everything worse? Don't stay quiet, I need you in those comments picking a side and standing on it. And if you're enjoying this breakdown, Go ahead and smash that like button like it owes you money, because you already know the drama doesn't stop here. Hit subscribe for more chaos, more breakdowns, and more stories that the internet just can't let go of. This is Fame Flaws, where the drama hits harder, the stories run deeper, and the truth, the truth always finds its way out.